Joining us on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline, the head softball coach of the McDonald Blue Devils, the one and only Michelle Titus. Coach, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, but then again, I don't have someone that can throw a perfect game every now and then. So you're probably better than I am right now.
Right.
Let's open it because Ron so elegantly put it that way. Let's just open it with talking about Bri Callow and what she brings. I mean, geez, 2 perfect games this season, 125 strikeouts to this point. What's it been like watching her work this year?
It's just really fun to watch her. She's a great pitcher, and every game that she throws, she gets better and better. I see each pitch that she throws and where it should be and where it's going, and she just gets stronger every game. She throws smarter every game. I just enjoy watching her grow and pitch.
Coach, pitching aside, boy, do you have some really good sticks up and down this lineup as well. 9 hits yesterday in the 7-3 victory over Springfield. Move your record to 9-1. Talk about this offense that you've pieced together with this team this year.
We have a lot of returning starters. Of course, we lost last year, so we have a couple girls that were going to start last year. Now they're sophomores. We really work on hitting. That's a big goal for us. I always tell them, if you don't hit the ball, you're not going to win a game. It doesn't matter how you pitch and how you play defense. You need to put points up on the board. So we work on hitting a lot, and they all push each other, and they're doing really well. I'm very proud of all of them.
Talk about some of the leaders you have on this team and the people that have stepped up vocally and emotionally to really get you through this season that I'm sure is going to have some ups and downs like every softball season.
Well, we have Bri, of course, and she does a good job of being a leader. And we do have 5 seniors. And then we have Lucy Wolford. She plays shortstop, so she does a lot of talking in the infield, and she's a great leader out on the field on defense. They all do a good job together. They all support each other, and they all lead each other, pick each other up, and help each other through. They just do a good job with all of that.
Michelle Titus, the head softball coach of the McDonald Blue Devils. McDonald off to a 9-1 start, 6-0 in the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference Scarlet tier. Coach, you brought up the fact that last year we didn't have spring sports, and obviously the last time we had spring sports, your seniors were just sophomores, your juniors were just freshmen. How big of a teaching moment or a teaching year has it been for you as we navigate our way through the first softball season in 2 years?
Right. That's why I always just tell them, just go out there and play the game and have fun and be so thankful for what you do have, because, I always thrived on that before COVID happened. And now I really tell them, you never know what can happen in life, and just be so thankful for what you do have out there and give it your best. And they always try and give 100%. And I think it's made a big difference for them. They're having a little bit more fun, having a little bit more confidence. Not that they didn't before, but they know what they lost, and they don't want to take for granted on what they have this year.
What I've seen in the couple games I've been able to watch on YSN, and I think it's something that is so underrated, but the relationship between catcher and pitcher with Dean and Callow and the way they're able to communicate with each other, I think the fact that she's thrown 2 perfect games doesn't go without saying that she has a great battery mate and they understand each other so well. Talk about what it's been like seeing that from your perspective and what kind of advantage that is to have such a great relationship between your pitcher and catcher.
Well, first of all, those 2 are great friends, and they always integrate each other. They're always teasing and having fun. They're the biggest voices on the team. They're always talking it up to everyone and teasing everyone and just having a great time. They're very, very, both of them very good leaders, and they do have a great relationship with each other. And we always tease Allie Dean because she's not a catcher, although she is. So she always likes to play third base. She started as a freshman on third base, and then her sophomore year, after a couple games in, we threw her back there as a catcher, and she did a great job. last year. Of course, we didn't have a season, and this year we started out, we were going to put her back on third base, and we changed our mind after a game or two and threw her behind the plate again, and she does a fabulous job catching for Bri. Bri feels confident when she's back there. She knows Allie has her, and it's good. They're a very good combination between the both of them.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about your schedule. And Anthony and I are big proponents of scheduling up any opportunity that you can. What kind of a schedule is McDonald playing this year out of conference?
Well, we had Ursuline our first game. We played Columbiana. We played Girard. Those are all up. We were supposed to play Crestview tomorrow. We're not able to do that. And we definitely are looking for more games out there to play up. A couple teams are already, we wanted Hubbard, they're already scheduled full. We're always looking for, especially towards the end of our season, to play up. I'm big on that. If you play better teams, it's only going to make you better, win or lose. But yeah, we're always looking for games like that.
Man, in that Columbiana game, what a pitcher's duel. What was that game like to go through and see the pitchers Columbiana brought, and to see obviously Bri do her thing, and to know that every pitch was under a microscope because runs were so hard to score in that game. What was that game like from your perspective going through it?
Well, defensively, I think Bri is starting to learn with just different things. Every pitch, like you said, is so crucial. Even yesterday there was a rise ball that didn't go, and it went over the fence after that. So, she sees how important those pitches are to hit your spot on big hitters like that can go out there and hit anything or go get anything. It's really important to get 3 strikes on them to be able to put it exactly where you want it, and she does a great job with that. And offensively, our batters just have to be disciplined. They have to wait on their pitch. I always tell them a bad pitch is a bad hit. If you don't want that pitch, you don't want to hit it. It's going to be a bad hit. So they've been working on being much more disciplined. I think that's what's helping them hit a lot better is they're more selective on the pitches they're getting.
Michelle Titus, the head softball coach of the McDonald Blue Devils, joining us on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning Hotline. We made mention of the non-conference schedule. Let's talk about the league that you're in, the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference Scarlet Tier. Nice league, up and down. Let's talk a little bit about the teams that you're going to be facing before the end of the year.
We still have Waterloo and Jackson Milton, Lowville, and I don't have the list in front of me. I think that might be.
I believe Western Reserve too, right? You have them next week.
We have Western Reserve and Lowville next week.
Yeah,
we have both of them next week. We have 4 conference games next week, which will be exciting. The girls are excited about that. And I'm going to be honest. I really don't look too far into teams that are out there, what they've been doing, because I tell the girls it does not matter who you play. You're playing against yourself. And if you don't give it everything you have, then it doesn't matter anyway, on or off the field. So when you go out there and you don't give it everything you have and you win, it still doesn't matter. You just always have to play against yourself no matter who you're playing and do the best you can. So we try not to focus on, hey, we're playing a big team, you gotta be more alert, or hey, this is an easy team, you guys can take it easy. We never play like that. We don't care who we're playing. We just play our best all the time.
Now, you guys are not the first McDonald Athletics team to have a successful season this year. And every coach we've talked to has talked about how amazing the community has been backing them throughout their success and even throughout some of the downtimes. So what, from the softball perspective, what's the community been like, and how cool is it to see, the softball field loaded with fans and the community support that you guys are getting?
Well, I tell you what, I don't know if more people are out there because COVID's out there and want to get outside and do some stuff that's a little interesting and get off the couch and watch a good ball game. But I've never seen as many fans as I have at our ball fields. I mean, the hill is loaded. There's people everywhere. And it's just so nice to see so many people out at a ball game. Years ago there'd be a couple parents, and that's about it, supporting softball. But our community has definitely been supporting us. I see other coaches out there from, other sports in McDonald. I see them out. I see the administrative out there, and Our girls and even myself went out to the basketball game at state to support those girls. So everyone always, I'm from McDonald, and everyone always tries to support everyone all the way through.
When we talk about the high school level of whatever sport, be it softball, basketball, volleyball, we always talk about the growth of the program, not just in the high school level, but below high school, and getting the kids started as quickly as possible in the chosen sport. How involved are you in the Little League program and the programs for the girls as low as kindergarten all the way up through 8th grade? How involved are you in the softball program pre-high school level at McDonald?
Well, I actually have my niece playing on one team, a little bit younger, so I like to go and watch them play all the time. So, and then my youngest daughter is 13, so she's playing. This is the first year, I believe, ever that McDonald has had a 13, 14-year-old team. And they have, I believe, 13 or 14 girls, which is a very strong number. I'm really glad about that. So I'm down there all the time with them when they're practicing, and I'll be at all the games for them too. So I am pretty involved. I enjoy to be involved, but also my family's there too. So then I'm really down there watching them.
As head coach, you get the interviews, you get the spotlight, but we would be remiss if we didn't allow you to give your own spotlight to your support staff and your pitching, your coaching staff that help you along the way. No one does it alone, so take a minute to kind of highlight the support staff you have and the coaches that help you succeed in this program.
Well, Bri Callow is Bri's father, and he's so supportive. And him and Becky Wolford, which is Lucia Wolford's mom, both of them, no matter what I ask, they're supportive. If I go over stuff with them and toss around some ideas, they give me their opinion. We all get along great. I don't know how any of us can do it without them. Becky's really there for them morally, for their moral support. She's so uplifting to them, and she's always keeping it up in the dugout. And Brian does a little bit more on the bases with the girls. But, without them, the girls love them. They love the girls. We're all really tight, from the coaching staff all the way down. And we couldn't do it without them. They do a great job. I really appreciate them, and so do the girls.
Well, and that is just so important to make sure that everyone's on the same page, and more importantly, as you mentioned, the chemistry, and everyone is just so respectful of each other, and the chemistry is there. Because I'm a firm believer that you can have all the talent in the world, but without any chemistry, that talent doesn't go very far.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. I tell the girls all the time, we can have 15 girls on the team that are D1 players, and when you don't have that tight, unit together and support each other, and you start getting bad attitudes against each other, I've seen it. It could fall apart so quickly. And that is the one thing that I am adamant on, is that whatever we do together. I tell the girls, you don't have to like each other, but you do have to support them. And we never, ever, and as long as I've been there, has had an issue with any of the girls having attitudes towards each other, and especially this year. We have so much fun at practice. We all have a good time. No one's out there being a stickler for anything, not the girls, not the coaches. And I think that is so important, because if you're not having fun, you shouldn't even be out there.
A lot of the talk this year with all the coaches that we've talked to, baseball, softball, has been the experience drop off, because of course you missed a year. So your sophomores are still kind of freshmen. Your juniors haven't played since their freshman year. How much difference have you seen from the kids that are able to go play in travel ball this summer and bring that experience, at least bring those reps into this season, compared to the kids that couldn't?
Well, the girls that do have the travel ball experience, which I think we only have two a little bit of a higher level. We have two other girls that play a little lower level of travel ball. It helps out immensely for those girls. But for the girls that didn't play, it's pretty tough with even just base running and knowing the game, and they're nervous because they've never really, at the beginning, they never really had a varsity start yet. And we play our sophomores, and we play, I think, one of our freshmen. So they're just really raw at that kind of stuff, and then they're nervous, playing on the team that they are. They have to step up to the older girls and play like them, and that's pretty intimidating. But the older girls are very supportive, but that's the tough part of, just being disciplined and running the bases better. But that'll all come. That's hard to teach. Even catching fly balls and judging fly balls, those things are hard to teach. That just has to come with reps that they didn't have.
Michelle Titus, the head softball coach of the McDonald Blue Devils, joining Anthony and I on the MP Vivo Heating and Air Conditioning hotline. Michelle, I know you don't want to look ahead to the postseason. I guess that's our job as members of the media, quote unquote. But you can't help but notice 9-1 record. You continue to play the caliber of softball that you're playing. You'll most definitely get a pretty high seed in what is going to be a really adventurous Division IV tournament. Do you keep an eye on some of the teams that you might very well be facing come tournament time?
Honestly, I don't. I really don't. Like I said, we're focusing on the game in front of us. I don't like to look ahead and get excited about these things because we have a job to do. We have to focus on each game as it comes along, and we're going to worry about that then. There's nothing we can do about it anyway right now, so we'll worry about that then when it comes down in front of us.
Talk about the grind of a softball season, because you have some weeks where you'll be playing 4 games a week, and you might have 2 games back-to-back, like the Springfield games, 2 games back-to-back. You really don't have a lot of time to fix a problem between one game and another, and the kids have to make adjustments on the fly in the next game. What's that kind of like, and how have you seen your team really make adjustments from game to game so far this season?
I know it's funny because, I'll be telling them, I tell them, although I am proud of you, there's always things that we have to fix, and there's always things we have to do. And, they win big games, and at the end I'll tell them what they did wrong, and a couple of them just look at me like, but I say but we still have to get better. We have to get better every time, and I have to that's my job, to point out to you the things that you're doing wrong, and you want to fix those. And that is a little tough, but it's kind of nice too, because our weakness, I would have to say, is our base running with some of the girls, and that's the best way to try and fix that is to base run in a game and watch your teammates and the other team do it also. So playing games, that's probably the best way to fix it.
When you have such a high strikeout pitcher like you do, obvious double-digit strikeouts almost every time she hits the circle, is it hard to keep the defense engaged? I mean, the one game, 15 strikeouts in 5 innings, no ball was really put in play. So is it hard to keep the defense engaged at times when every hitter is coming up and getting struck out? And is it hard to keep the defense engaged at times?
I don't notice it. Maybe individually out there they may be thinking that as they're standing out there for an hour and a half waiting for a ball to come to them. But I don't see that. I don't notice it at all. I do know, like we played Springfield and they were getting some balls in the outfield yesterday, and they came in excited and they said, we're finally getting some action out here. So they know that, and Bri knows that they're behind them. Yesterday we didn't make any errors, and they put a bunch of balls in play. I'm not sure how many they put in play, but they did hit the ball out there yesterday, and none of our girls made any errors. They all came through. They made some tough plays, they're excited. They want that ball hit to them.
10 strikeouts, 11 balls put in play, Coach, just for the record.
Okay.
So
I knew the strikeouts, but
yeah. Hey, congratulations on the start. Continued success as you go through the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference Scarlet Tier, and we'll make sure that we're looking ahead. So you guys just do your job, and we'll look ahead, and we'll just see you guys come tournament time. And man, it's going to be a lot of fun just watching this team progress. Game in, game out.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. All the best to you, Coach.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. You have a good day.
Michelle Titus, the head softball coach of the McDonald Blue Devils.